Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here. And in today's GTA video, we're going to be looking at some Grand Theft Auto 6 news and how it looks like we kind of know where we're going to be heading at this point as far as our city and our location and a whole lot more. So I would argue, and Rockstar has even gone on record in saying the most important part of their Grand Theft Auto games is the location. They start with that first, the map, the world, where the game is going to take place, and then they build everything else from there. And so that is a huge question for GTA 6. Where are we going to go? A familiar city like Vice City, Liberty City, Los Santos, San Fierro, Las Venturas, or somewhere entirely new that we haven't seen yet? Well, we heard from Rockstar Games insider Tez Funds 2 on the GTA forum site where he actually talked about this. He said Vice City is kind of a given at this point. You can consider it semi-confirmed from the tons of rumors we have had, especially the Leah Sokolowski leak from Lynn LFC thread, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Project Americas, as the code name of GTA 6, is a high possibility considering the leftover reference within the RDR2 files. Said code name suggests South America would be featured. You know, I don't think it's a coincidence that the Cayo Perico Island happens to be in the Caribbean, off the coast of Colombia, and the DLC teaser just happens to include a hint towards GTA 6. All right, so we've got a lot to break down here. Let's start at the very top. Right off the bat, insider Tez Funds 2 is basically saying Vice City is pretty much a given at this point. And this gets me very excited because Vice City is one of the cities that is not in the HD universe. We've got Liberty City, Los Santos, and its surrounding areas, and we have a couple of other newly established areas like North Yankton and Cayo Perico, but I'm really excited to go back to Vice City. It was one of my all-time favorite locations when we got to play it in GTA Vice City. I think Rockstar could do so much with it in modern times, expanding it, making it bigger. I mean, the last time we were playing Vice City was on a PlayStation 2, if you take away the definitive edition versions. So they are probably able to do so much more here. He says it's confirmed or semi-confirmed from all the rumors we have, especially the Leah Sokolowski leak. And if you don't know what Leah does, she's actually a production supervisor and location manager / scout in Florida. So essentially what she does is she's hired on a contractual basis to locate, determine suitable, and manage sites for use during filming, television, or commercial shoots. And she was actually on a podcast where she described a new digital media company that reached out to them, and she provided tours for them around Florida, and she revealed that in a podcast. Take a listen to this right here.
I've also been taking on some small projects as a production supervisor, which, allows me to basically hire crew and deal with equipment and spread my wings that way, deal a little bit more with budgeting and scheduling and things of that nature, which are somewhat part of my milieu and locations, but more ancillary versus my primary responsibility. So it's kind of nice to shift and to learn a little bit more about the production side of things. Recently, as you're aware, we've had a change in the types of productions that are coming to our state. So I've also been very fortunate to get a large client that has hired me to arrange basically site tours and visits. It's a digital media company, and I've signed an NDA, so I can't disclose who it is, but they've been exploring various areas of our state and of other states in the Southeast, and I've been planning and arranging those visits for their personnel, and that's been kind of a very interesting expansion of what I normally do as well.
So even though she didn't specifically say Rockstar Games, I think it's very clear that this is Rockstar going around Florida, scouting out locations so that when they build the map for Vice City, they're going to be able to make it as accurate as possible, just like what they did in GTA 5 with Los Santos being a fictional portrayal of Los Angeles. So yes, that definitely pretty much confirms it right there. We also know, again, that the Project Americas being the code name of GTA 6 is a high possibility because of the leftover references in the RDR2 files, and it suggests that South America would be featured. And as you guys know, in GTA Online's Cayo Perico heist update, the Cayo Perico Island is in the Caribbean, off the coast of Colombia. And in that update, they had a set of coordinates, we've talked about this in the past, that actually lead to a trail or a road that gives us the shape of the Roman numeral 6. It's like a V and an I. So how about that? Rockstar had to do that intentionally, and I would say that all things are suggesting Vice City, South America, Project Americas. It's pretty much confirmed, I would say, at this point. Now, a little bit more follow-up. Someone ended up asking Tez Funds 2, you think it would be a modern-day Vice City or 80s Vice City? Have any of your sources informed you on this subject? And he said, no idea, and best to hear confirmation of info like that from Rockstar themselves. But if you want my speculative opinion, my guess is a chapter-based system covering multiple timelines. And if that's the case, it's very possible that we could start in, let's say, an 80s version of Vice City and then eventually make our way into modern times. That would be kind of cool. It'd be sort of an expansion on what we saw in Red Dead Redemption 2. Instead of going only like 7 years, we'd be going somewhere closer to 30 or 40 years at that time. So it's definitely possible if Rockstar wanted to keep the 80s aesthetic of Vice City, but also drag us into modern times so that we could have cool modern vehicles and all the things we're used to having in Grand Theft Auto Online and in GTA 5 right now. And again, I think the Vice City thing is real for sure. Another thing that's been kind of big in the Grand Theft Auto San Andreas Definitive Edition of the game in the Lil Probe Inn, you guys remember this image right here? This is actually found amongst a bunch of other GTA 5 pictures that were posted. This is the only one that's not. And this picture right here is really representative of a lot of suburban Florida houses. Like if you go in a lot of suburban Florida neighborhoods, you'll see houses that look exactly like this. And a lot of people believe that this is yet again another hint and another indication that GTA 6 is going to take place in Vice City. So things are definitely starting to heat up, and I would love it in Rockstar's next announcement with GTA 6 if they did end up confirming that Vice City was going to be the location, or at least gave us a strong hint that that's where we were going to be heading. I would absolutely love that, but I would, of course, love to hear from you guys in those comments down below, or you can reach out to me on my Facebook page if you want to send me messages, photos, videos, and more. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Rockstar Games videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.